It's not just stock markets that fell yesterday. Commodities took big hits too. And investors are particularly looking at what's going on with the oil price. Why does it keep falling? So we thought we would bring in an expert. Institute for Energy Research distinguished fellow Charlie Drevna joins the show. Charlie, a lot of question marks here about why there's so much oil production as oil prices fall. Can you explain that for us?
Well, Mary, I think, the adage, when you find yourself into a hole, you should stop digging, or drilling in this case, it really doesn't apply. I think there's some very salient reasons why what you're seeing is while the price of oil continues to drop to, where we haven't seen it in decades, you got a couple of things going on in the market. First of all, you have a lot of folks who are out there, the entrepreneurs, the folks who put a lot of time and investment into the shale revolution. They've got to service their debt. They cannot afford to stop drilling. They need cash flow. The second thing you have to look at is what's going on in the global market. 40 years ago, the Saudis decided that they were going to settle the market down and keep the price up by cutting production. And what they found out very quickly was that they lost a lot of market share, and it took them decades to get that back. So they've made public pronouncements that they're not going to do that again. Now, I understand that OPEC is trying to maybe get together again and see if Saudis will come along and maybe do some things. Who knows? And then the last thing is a technological kind of phenomenon. What we have seen at, at $100 barrel, $90 barrel of oil, there were people still out there looking at the technology. You have to remember, the hydrofracking is a very nascent technology. So what we're seeing now is that folks are able to go back in to wells that have been previously drilled, refract them, and get more product out of the ground. So naturally, if you don't have to drill a new well, it's a lot cheaper. So I think those are probably the three things that we're seeing right now, that it continues to put downward pressure on prices.
But Charlie, a lot of investors are saying as well that there's just not the global demand there, and that's why the oil price is falling. Can you tell us how much is demand and how much is this, as you're explaining, this increased supply?
Oh, well, there's no question, Mary. That's what I said. When you find yourself into the hole, you usually stop digging and or drilling. But those are the three reasons. There's no question the globe is awash in oil. With what's going on in China and the rest of the world. I mean, even in the United States here, we're seeing a dramatic increase in gasoline demand, and we're keeping up with it fairly well, very well, as a matter of fact. But the global oil production is just outpacing all of that.
So Charlie, if we opened up oil exports in this country, what effect would that have, if any, on the price?
To me, Mary, the free market's the best way to go, but there are a lot of other free market inhibitors, but that's to be determined. If, who would have thought we would be talking about less than $40 barrel of oil on, in late August of 2015? Oil's a global market. We propose free. We are supporters of free markets, but there are a lot of other inhibitors to the free market too. But it's difficult. It's difficult. You have studies on both sides.
You've got studies on both sides, but right now we're hovering around $40. Do you think it's going to go lower, Charlie?
Yeah, that's a good question, Mary. If I knew that, I'd probably be out looking at investing or divesting. Who knows?
Okay.
Did anybody think would be here today?
Yeah. Well, certainly not me. Certainly not you. It's a story we're going to keep our eye on. Institute for Energy Research distinguished fellow Charlie Drevna. Thanks for joining the show.
My pleasure, Mary.